anti-Igbo speaking Biafra pogrom in the northern Nigeria. Today, Biafra people and the good people of the world, when this war started, it was as a result of the pogroms in the northern Nigeria. Today, the pogroms is not only happening in the northern Nigeria, it has been extended to our own land. It is no longer killing Igbos or Igbo pogroms in the north. It is now Igbo pogroms in Igbo land, in Biafra land, in the southwest, in Yoruba land, in Middle Belt. The pogrom is now, after 57 years, all over Nigeria. We are not safe in the north. We are not safe in the south. We are not safe in the southwest. We are not safe in the southeastern region. We are not safe in the Middle Belt. We are not safe anywhere in Nigeria. They now come to our own villages and kill us. And our people are inviting them. They come to our villages and our town and kill us. They have become hunters of our own young youth people. They have beginning to hunt our youth like they are hunting animals. Fulani hunting us in our own land. It is no longer in the northern Nigeria. After 57 good years, I want you to look at how this whole thing has metamorphosed into something different. It is now about the Fulani agenda and the Islamization of Nigeria, which is what our leaders in those days saw. The immediate cause of this war, as far back as 57 years ago, was ethno-religious violence and the anti-Igbo pogrom. And it was in the northern Nigeria. Today, the Fulani has brought this particular pogrom to us in eastern Nigeria, as they call it, known as Biafra. Apart from this pogrom of the Biafra people, the military coup, counter coup, and persecution of Igbo-speaking Biafrans living in the northern Nigeria in the 60s. Today, the Igbo-speaking Biafrans are not only persecuted in the northern Nigeria, but all over Nigeria. I will not also forget to mention the lucrative oil production in the Niger Delta of Biafra land. This particular section or sector of the economy then played also a vital role, a strategic role. And the federal government troop during the war surrounded Biafra. They first of all took over the coastal oil facilities and the cities of Iguacha, which is today called Port Harcourt. It didn't end there. A blockade of Biafra land was imposed as a deliberate policy during ensuring the stalemate, which led to a mass starvation of our people. I don't need to inform you that over 3 million children died as a result of the starvation. This war of genocidal war against Biafra people lasted almost 3 years. During the 2.5 years into this war, there were about 100,000 military casualties. Over 100,000. Nigeria government and the control by the Fulani thought that they could run over Biafra within 30 days. It didn't happen like that. It took them foreign mercenaries, foreign powers to withstand Biafra army. It is repeating again today after 57 years. After 57 years, they came again with their military artilleries into Biafra land. They say they are going to do Operation Golden in Biafra land for 3 months. The 3 months is now getting to a year. Yet, nobody have asked question. When is the military going to leave our street? When will the Nigeria Boko Haram controlled Nigeria army going to leave our street? They have laid siege on our land and nobody is talking. But initially, they wanted to come for just 3 months because they thought that 3 months, they're going to wipe away Biafra people, especially our Eastern Security Network. They have failed. For that 3 months have now turned to 1 year. And we have not even started engaging them. We have not started engaging them. By the time we will start to engage them, they will know that this is not 1967. We have not started engaging them. In the mid-1968, images of the malnourished or starving Biafra people, Biafra children saturated the mass media of the Western world. The plight of these starving Biafrans become a global issue. In foreign countries, they begin to raise some concern. It becomes a significant rise in most of the Western countries. They begin to raise funds, and the prominent international organization, non-governmental organization like NGOs, they begin to come to the Biafra aid. The United Kingdom and the Soviet Union were the main supporter of this Nigeria evil entity. Today, Islamic State of Nigeria, they supported Nigeria government. While during the 1968, France made a shift. Israel made a shift when they come to discover the truth. And some of other countries also begin to gradually support Biafra. And you know, like I have told Biafra people, at a point, the United States of America begin to shift from supporting Nigeria. And if it is today in this technological world, we will be in Biafra today. Because none of those people who were fighting for Biafra then, especially those that Ojukwu trusted some offices in the United States, they all failed him. Because those people in the United States never knew that America was turning back on Nigeria. Only after 57 years, we come to see the secret document of the United States Department of State. How they turned down every request of Gowon. How America turned down request of Gowon in favor of Biafra. The documents were not public then, and the Biafra people had no knowledge. If they had the knowledge that America was turning back on Nigeria, they would have sustained that war. And by now, we would be in Biafra Republic. But maybe that is not how God wanted. God wants the entire world to see the rottenness and the evil entity of Nigeria. God wants the world to witness the worst of Nigeria before the Nigeria disintegration. And today, there is nothing in this world that you have not seen about Nigeria. As I'm talking to you today, the president of Nigeria was under attack in his own town. The Nigeria capital, Abuja, was under attack. A city that should be, protected or have the highest protection, the highest security. The prison was under attack. Everybody saw it. All the military hardware is now in Biafra land because the people that were attacking Abuja are being sponsored by the government. They want to take over the government like they did in Afghanistan. But we are 1,000 miles ahead of them. Next year, Nigeria must not exit next year. Everybody's hand must be on deck. We will end Nigeria. Because during the time of this war, it was Biafra versus the world. The United States official position was one of neutrality, but people didn't know. Considering the Nigerian responsibility of the British, that some interpreted the refusal to recognize Biafra as favoring the Nigerian government. That was not the case. But because the people then don't have the knowledge of what was going on. Today, we are in the government in different countries of the world. And not such thing will pass us by this time around. We're going to turn stone from Europe to America to Asia. We're going to the refusal to recognize Biafra as favoring the Nigerian government. That was not the case. But because the people then don't have the knowledge of what was going on. Today, we are in the government in different countries of the world. The refusal to recognize Biafra as favoring the Nigerian government. That was not the case. But because the people then don't have the knowledge of what was going on. Today, we are in the government in different countries of the world. And not such thing will pass us by this time around. We're going to turn stone from Europe to America to Asia. We're going to turn every stone. It is never going to repeat itself. However, this was not the case. We have unraveled the United States secret document from the Department of State suggesting that the U.S. was about to throw their weight and support for Biafra. But we're unaware of the fact. Biafra people were unaware of this fact because those who should have represented Biafra in the United States were all betrayers. They were all betrayers. Just like you see today, they have betrayed Mazin Namdekano. And even those who try to rise up, they call them all manner of names. They betray them. Those who are on the ground fighting, they label them criminals and they kill them. Those who are in diaspora like us, they call us all manner of names and try to blackmail us so that Biafra will never come. They have all failed. In this modern age, this will never repeat itself. We will turn every stone in Europe, Asia, America, and we are ready and we are already turning these stones. We are doing that already. From 1968 onward, the war fell a form of stalemate with the Nigerian forces, unable to make significant advances into the remaining areas under Biafra control. Biafra, Kechia, Biafra, sealed everywhere. It was a surprise. Biafra controlled area. The Nigerian government then was unable to make any advancement into the remaining area that was controlled by the Biafra army. Due to the resistance and the major defeat in major cities in Biafra land, today I wouldn't say it is repeating itself, but I can tell the story. They can tell the story, and we have not started. By the time we will take the war to them, they will know. We have not started. Another Nigeria offensive was from the April to June 1968, when they began to close the ring around Biafra with further advances on the two northern fronts. And by then, they managed to capture Iguacha on 19th May 1968. Now, the blockade of the surrounded Biafra territory, this blockade led to a humanitarian disaster. So we didn't didn't die because Nigeria know how to shoot gun. We did not die because of Soviet Union bombardment. We didn't die because of the United Kingdom bombardment. When they began to close the ring around Biafra as the advances and the blockade of Biafra land, leading to the humanitarian disaster, when it emerged that there was a widespread civilian hunger and starvation in the besieged of Igbo area, that was when this advancement began to yield result. But we are assuring Biafrans today that this will never happen again. It will never happen. It will never ever happen. It will not repeat itself. There will never be blockade again over Biafra land. Nigeria was using hunger and genocide to win the war. But Biafra sought aid from outside world. The private group in the US, led by Senator Ted Kennedy, responded. No one has ever been held responsible for the genocide against Biafra people. We are going to revenge during the time of this uprising. We will revenge the killing of Biafrans in due time. We can never forget. We will never forget. In September of 1968, the federal army, the federal government of Fulani army, plan what Gowon today described as the final offensive. Gowon, he said it is going to be the final offensive. But the so-called final offensive of Gowon was neutralized by the Biafran troop, completely decimated them. Gowon targeted the final offensive. When they came, Biafra decimated them, neutralized all of them. And by the end of the year, after several Nigerian troops were routed in Biafra by ambush and they were all dead, we dealt with them. The Nigeria side, we dealt with the armies, not the innocent civilians. It was a defensive war. This time around, we are not going to fight a defensive war. This particular freedom of Biafra must come. Must come. It will start this coming year. In the later stage, not the innocent civilians. It was a defensive war. This time around, we are not going to fight a defensive war. This particular freedom of Biafra must come. Must come. It will start this coming year. True. This will never happen again. We are this particular movement to restore Biafra. We are promising Biafra people that it will never happen again. Never again will it happen. This time around, we will prepare. And we are preparing. It will never happen again. However, in 1969, the Biafra launching several offensives against the Nigeria Fulani government in the attempt to keep the Nigeria off balance, starting in March, when the 14th Division of the Biafra Army recaptured Owerri and we moved towards Iguacha, Port Harcourt today. But we halted just north of the city. We promise Biafrans today that it will never happen again. If we find ourselves in the middle of war, in order to restore our freedom and to exit evil Nigeria that is about to swallow us. This will never happen again. I will not stop this broadcast without also mentioning the May of 1969. Biafra commandos recaptured oil wells in Kwale. And then in July of 1969, Biafra forces launched a major land offensive support by our foreign mercenaries. Pilot continuing to fly in food, medical supplies, and weapons. Most notable of the mercenaries was the Swedish Count Carl Gustav von Rosen, who led the air attack with the 5 Malmo MFI-9. And I want you people to understand today that Malmo is a Finnish name. Malmo is a Finnish name. The Malmo aircraft is the MFI-9, a mini-coin small pistol engine aircraft armed with rocket pod and machine guns. Our forces launched a major land offensive support by our foreign mercenaries. Pilot continuing to fly in food, medical supplies, and weapons. Most notable of the mercenaries was the Swedish Count Carl Gustav von Rosen, who led the air attack with the 5 Malmo MFI-9. And I want you people to understand today that Malmo is a Finnish name. Malmo is a Finnish name. The Gustav von Rosen, who led the air attack with the 5 Malmo MFI-9. And I want you people to understand today that Malmo is a Finnish name and weapons. Most notable of the mercenaries was the Swedish Count Carl Gustav von Rosen, who led the air attack with the 5 Malmo MFI-9. And I want you people to understand today that Malmo is a Finnish name.
Biafrans, this is where the support from Finland starts. Malmo, this is where the support started. And the Finland want to keep to their word to make sure that Malmo does not lose.
Malmo is a Finnish name. The Malmo aircraft is the MFI-9, a mini-coin small pistol engine aircraft armed with rocket pod and machine guns. His Biafra Air Force consisted of 3 Swedish, von Rosen, Gunnar Hodgland, and Martin Lang. These are great men from the Nordic country. Fellow Biafrans, it is not just today it started. Nordic country were part of Biafra war against Nigeria as mercenaries. All the mercenaries that came to fight alongside with Biafra, they were all from Nordic countries. Sweden, Finland, Norway, Portuguese. I want to tell you people today that a lot have changed. A lot have changed. We are no longer taking our shower just by the stomach. We now bathe ourselves completely. We don't bathe in the stomach. During this time of this Biafra war, I believe Biafrans were bathing in the stomach. today, we can, tell you that we bet completely. We go to shower, we bet completely. It will never happen again. The experience of 1967 to 70 will never ever happen again. The other two pilots were Biafrans as well.
Yes, Biafrans, thank you for joining. Tomorrow we will come to analysis. We'll come for analysis tomorrow to tell you the contact our Prime Minister has made so far for releasing of Biafra and the reason they are running helter-skelter to make sure they distract him by Ifan Yoba, Asare Jacobo, and many of them. But tomorrow, join our analysis from 555 Vision. If you've not turned on the notification button, try to do so. And if you have not subscribed, try to do so. Tomorrow, we will come live and give you analysis why we must restore Biafra this time without looking anybody's face. They have went to Finland to fulfill everything according to the prophecies of Mazen Nandekano. And the covenant to restore Biafra is out. Thank you.